Hey guys, my name is Matimi0, and today I'm here to bring you some Team Deathmatch on Hanoi, and hopefully giving you guys some helpful tips on how to use and abuse the HUD system in this game, and also to manipulate your enemy's HUD to your advantage and to get a bunch of kills, so I hope you guys enjoy. Now, you guys are probably wondering what my setup is, or you already know what it is, but I am using the AK-47U. It is definitely a very solid submachine gun, and if you don't know which submachine gun you think will work for you, this is definitely one you should try out. As for my perks, I am using lightweight, steady aim, and marathon, and I'm not really using these for any particular reason other than the fact that I was actually trying to get the pro versions for them. And so on occasion you're going to see some hip firing, and that is why I do that. And I think my secondary is just the pistol. I'm not sure which pistol. I actually haven't sat down and identified which one I like most. They're all pretty well rounded and all pretty solid in their own regard. They're not, pistols really aren't that great in this game, so I mean I wouldn't rely on it, but yeah. That's just another story. So you guys are probably wondering what I meant by manipulating your enemy's HUD to your advantage, and yeah, what I meant by this was when you take a shot with your weapon and you don't actually have a silencer on, you're going to show up as a nice bright dot on your enemy's HUD. And I know this is not new news. It's pretty basic. Everyone that plays a Call of Duty name should definitely know this. But in some circumstances, I will know that the enemy is somewhere nearby, and I'll go for a kill on someone, and then once I go for the kill and take them out, I will move to a different location and get into a position where I think I can take out someone else that knows where I'm at. So here in a second is going to be a good example. I go for a kill on outside this window here, and because I notice on my HUD that there is an enemy right in front of me, outside right there, to my right now, I get to the corner and wait for him to come, and like I thought, he did come to my general direction because he knew I was in the building, and I was able to take him out. And right here was actually pretty hilarious. I have no idea how I actually lived. I actually lagged a little bit, and maybe that's why they missed me. I'm not actually sure, but I'm not going to complain because I was able to get the dogs, and the dogs are definitely my best friend. And so yeah, I actually do this quite frequently where I will, because we have the spy plane up, I will take someone out and I'll notice that an enemy is nearby, and so I will position myself into like a corner or somewhere where I know I'm going to get the flank on the enemy, and I will be able to get the flank on them and take them out. And it's really practical, and I actually do this sometimes where I'm not actually shooting at anyone. I'll just shoot at the wall, and just to get the enemy's attention because I know they're nearby, but I feel like they're going to have the advantage if I just went out and try to kill them myself. And so then I'll actually just have them come to me and flank them and get the kill. And it's pretty fun when this actually happens. It's not the easiest thing to actually implement into your gameplay, so this is more of an advanced tip, but I definitely think if you think about the scenario that you're in, you can definitely get a lot of these type of kills, and it's actually pretty rewarding when it actually happens. So if you can do it, definitely go for it. And I think here I get a nice little triple spray, triple kill, just because the enemy spawned together and I was able to take them out, so that was rewarding. But not only can you manipulate your enemy's HUD, you can also use your HUD to know where your allies are. I know that sounds really basic, but that's because it is. But you know where your allies are, so you can position yourself in a location so that you're gonna have a general idea of where the enemy is going to be coming from. Because this is Team Deathmatch and there is no objective, it's kind of hard to know where the enemy might be coming from. So I will kind of position myself to the fringe of kind of the cluster of my allies, and usually the enemy's going to kind of be charging towards the cluster of your teammates because they show up as little red dots because they're going to be firing, and pretty much the enemy just flocks towards the red dots, and so you're able to take them out. So that's usually what I do. I like to stay at the vicinity of my allies. I don't usually like to push in too deep. That sounded dirty. But I don't like to go too far behind enemy lines, because if you do that, you're just going to leave yourself open to getting flanked, and getting flanked really sucks in this game because you don't die as fast like in Modern Warfare 2, but if the enemy does get the drop on you, your chances of living are not going to be very high. So yeah, don't go too far into the behind enemy lines, and just kind of stay to the fringe of your allies. So if you actually want to get full use out of your HUD system, I would definitely recommend using the spy plane and the the Blackbird kill streak. And I know this is pretty obvious because they are the only kill streaks that actually show you where the enemy is located, but yeah, it's self-explanatory. If you want to actually get flanks off and you want to manipulate your enemy's HUD to your advantage, those are definitely going to be the kill streaks that you want to actually use. But I actually wanted to also say that I think that the Blackbird kill streak is probably one of the most powerful and most useful kill streaks out of all of them. You can't actually shoot it down, which is awesome, and it just reveals where your enemy is at all times. It doesn't have that 3-second delay like the spy plane. I'm not actually using it here, but I've recently used it a lot more, and it just helps your entire team out. And I think the more the game actually progresses, I find, at least in my opinion, I think people are going to realize that it is definitely a solid kill streak, and I feel like a lot more people are actually going to invest in it. But on a completely different note, last video I asked the question if you guys thought that the chopper gunner was overpowered, and I was actually overwhelmed by the amount of responses saying that it isn't overpowered and you think that people should just use their anti-air to take it out, and I completely agree with this. Like I mentioned in my last video, there's been times where I won't actually get any kills with the chopper gunner just because it's immediately taken out by the enemy, and I think it's definitely balanced. So I definitely thank you guys for your response for that. I was definitely interested, and so yeah. But this about wraps up the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe learned a couple of things. I know some of the advice was a little basic, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. But yeah, guys, have a good one and take it easy.
Hey guys, we're on Facebook. Check the description of this video for the link to our new Facebook application. Subscribe and get our latest video updates posted right on the wall on your own Facebook page.